Well, in part one, we discussed about the price flooring, minimum price setting by the government. Now, in this part, we're going to talk about the maximum price setting, like the price is not allowed to go beyond that point. And we know that in the market mechanism, if it is a free market, if there is a shortage, means that the demand is more and the supply is less. In that case, what is going to happen? The price rises and eliminate this shortage. But if there is a restriction of a price, then the shortage exists, and the market is not going to be in equilibrium. How to resolve this shortage? Government adopts different measures or different way of distribution to resolve that issue of shortage. The most commonly observed in the historical books was food rationing, gas rationing, and these are the common ways that they use to eliminate that shortage. So let's start and share with you the PowerPoints of this chapter, and we will see that who is going to be benefiting from this price ceiling and who is going to be suffer with this price ceiling. So price controls and market efficiency, that's the topic, and in which we are now talking about price ceiling. So price ceiling is a maximum price that we impose in the market by the government through different orders or regulations. But if it is not binding, then it's not an issue. But if it is binding, then some other methods of allocation must be adopted, like first come, first serve basis. Like if you notice that during the COVID period, we observed that initially when the vaccines were coming, and the supply is not enough to meet the demand. So government adopt different ways that initially they were offered to senior citizens, and then they gradually decrease the age for vaccinations. So that's the measure that we are talking about, that they adopted another way that how they can ration. So first come, first serve is, this is just an example because that is not related with the price, but there is a shortage and how do we meet it? So first come, first serve allocation results in a buyer waiting in lines, definitely, and disappointing to discover at the end that the stock is exhausted. And the most negative impact of price ceiling is the establishment of hidden markets, or we call it, in other words, black market. So black marketing of these products gonna be started. So hidden markets, products are sold at a price that violate the legal minimum price, and profit can be made by buying at the control price and selling at the illegal hidden market price. So by this way, there's a group of people arise, and those group of people do this illegal activity by buying from the control price and selling it at a higher price in the hidden market, and by this way making money out of this regulation. So normally when the government impose this price ceiling type of thing, so the objective is to restrict production, to keep specific prices down, or to satisfy notion of equity in the consumption of product that is temporarily in the short. So these are the normal ideas behind imposing the price ceiling. So hidden markets, government objectives when imposing a price ceiling. So whenever we impose a price ceiling, the hidden market or a black market established because of the profit gains, people realize that there's a profit or there's some money in it. So for that reason, the objective is not achieved. So the predictive, what we can see that if there is a price ceiling, and the example we can quote it in from our economy very commonly is the rent controls. So binding rent controls are a specific form of price ceiling which have the following effects. The first one is a shortage of rental housing because quantity demanded exceeds the quantity supplied. And we observe this everywhere in Canada, especially in a larger Vancouver area or in the Greater Toronto. So we see that there is a shortage. Then the government should adopt alternative schemes. Hidden markets will appear. So these are the hidden markets, and various ways were adopted by the landlords to get more money not in the name of rent, but in other ways like a key money or something like this. But the hidden markets will appear, and under the table the deals were starting. So what is the impact of this price ceiling on the rent market in the short run and the long run? So in the short run, if you see this graph, the vertical line is a short run supply curve, and the flat red line or a flatter red line is a long run supply curves. So with this effect of a rent controlling, in the short run, the shortage is there, but the shortage is less. But in the long run, the shortage is going to be increased. Instead of reducing, it starts increasing. The reason is that demotivated the investor to invest in the rental projects. And by this way, what happened that at the end, there is a greater shortage or a so who gains and who loses in this controlled market or a price ceiling or a rent control market? Existing tenants are the gainers. Is a rent controlled accommodation are the principal gainers from a policy of rent control. Landlord loses because he can get more rent, but because of these price ceiling, they cannot be. And the expected rate of return, the expect investment is low. And potential future tenants are also going to suffer because the shortage, that shortage creates a really troublesome for the people who are looking for, who are searching for a new residence or a new rented house. So what alternatives can be adopted instead of placing a price ceiling? Housing shortage can be reduced if the governments at the taxpayer expense either subsidized housing productions, developments, or produce public housing directly. So this is the way that they can either develop and promote and subsidize those firms or businesses which are engaged in the construction of houses, and also provide directly, means construct the homes, rental homes by themselves and rent it out. So the government can make house more affordable, lower income housing by providing income assistance directly to those households. So whatever the policy is adopted has a resource cost. So yeah, definitely the government has to bear the cost of this type of alternatives. So this is all what we want to talk about the price ceiling. In the next, we're going to talk about the remaining part of this topic and join you in the third part. See you.